Hi and welcome back. My name is Emily. In this video I will be creating three cards using the all spruced up stamp set from Trinity Stamps. This stamp set also has coordinating dies that I will be using in today's video. But to start off, I will use a stencil also from Trinity Stamps. This one is a larger stencil that will fit on top of a slimline card panel, as you can see here on screen, and I will have the products listed down below in this description box if you're interested in knowing exactly what they are called. So you can see here, after I used this pink red color, I decided to lay my stencil, or sorry, my stamp over it and see so this covered the parts that I wanted it to cover. And I love that this with the blending brushes gives me the result of some parts that is lighter and some parts that is darker, and I really think that brings a bit of life to my project. So I'm using a sticky ink here. This is Versamark ink, and I am covering my panel with some anti-static powder before I am pressing this down. I am doing this twice just to make sure that I got a good coverage of the ink, since I will apply this and it will be hard to stamp it again with a good result. So I used some gilded embossing powder from Brutus Monroe, and this is my absolutely favorite ink, and I am reaching for it a lot, but especially now when it's I'm creating Christmas cards, I'm reaching for it even more. So it's a couple of, I believe it's called pine cones in English. I am reaching for a couple of those. There are two sizes in this stamp set, and you can see here that I am just inking it up with the same Versamark ink, and I am pressing it down to the inside of my panel here, and I will heat set that as well with the same embossing powder. And you can see that I will cover up a couple of more parts after I could see a little bit better which parts I had stamped all of this on. So I'm using a die also from Trinity Stamps, a slimline die that gives you this fun edge, and I will have them listed down below as well. So here is just a shoebox that I have that I use to contain my splatters when I am doing this. So I'm using a gold, I think it's called Heidi Shine or something like that, but it's from Heidi Swap. It's a gold color. You can use whatever you have in your stash. If you have some paint or whatever, you can use that as well. And I cut my card base down to be 8.5 by 3.25, and I will use a die cut sentiment that says Merry Christmas, and I use some specialty mirror cardstock from Nuvo when I use that. And you can see the thing I'm picking up my sequence with here is from Makeup Forte, and I like that just to make it a little bit easier to adhere my sequence. So here you can see this stamp set. I will just show you this quickly because now I will use that in a later product for today. For this next one, I will create an A2 size card, and I will just use the poinsettia here, and I will do nearly the same thing here. I have a cream colored cardstock from Hero Arts that I am going around the edges with this poinsettia, and I had a little bit of a trouble seeing exactly where I had stamped, so I didn't end up with a good spacing with my colors. Here you can see that when I'm pouring the embossing powder, I'm using one from Wow, and this is really beautiful. It's not a champagne color, it's more of, it looks like both silver and gold at the same time, and it's glittery, so you can imagine how beautiful that is. I can link it down below as well. But you can see here that I messed up. My poinsettias wasn't spread out the way I wanted it to be, so I will show you a trick on how to fix that now. I went in just with some coloring to my flowers as well, just to bring some interest to it. And And to disguise that I had those mistakes, I will take some bubbles. These are some silver bubbles from Trinity Stamps, and I just love that little tray to have my sequins in. It's so easy to pour them back into the container. But you can see here that I'm going around my image and I am putting my sequins in, or my bubbles in the places where I had a little bit of a too big gap for me between my flowers. And I think that really makes it look like it was intended to be that way. So I used another die cut from Trinity Stamps that said Happy Holidays, and I used the same specialty cardstock to create this one. So here you can see how it turned out. And for our third and last project for today, I will start off with a piece of heavy cardstock from Nina, and I will emboss this with some clear embossing powder. And I will actually double stamp this time, just to, and double, I will heat set it and then stamp it again and then pour embossing powder over it again, just to create a really good coverage, because now we will do a resist technique, and I'm using ink pads here from Lawn Foam and my most beloved blending brushes from Trinity Stamps. I swear I am using these every day. And you can see I have had them for a year, and you can see how good they are holding up. And the bristles in these brushes are like new. The only thing is that I don't think I could get the colors out of these brushes even if I tried, because they are really soaked into the white bristles here. But I don't mind, because I know every time which color I am using that brush with. The only thing is that I don't use these with my distress oxides. I only use them for my regular distress inks and my inks from Altenew, because that's the ink pads I have in my stash at the moment. So that's the only one I am using them with. So I used the coordinating die and cut out the reef here with all the pine spruced. And you can see I'm cutting it apart, because I actually, funny story, I actually had created this video and I had edited the footage, and then I looked at this and was like, I need to make another card, because I have another idea that I want to have in this video. And I created a card this summer with a die cut piece that I also cut apart from Trinity Stamps. I can have it up here in the right corner for you if you want to check that out. And I decided to do something similar, but this time I stacked them on top of each other. And you can see, unfortunately, I didn't get a whole rainbow when I did this, because the green and the purple there was cut away. But I got the other colors, and I really love how this turned out. And I just popped one of the layers, the upper one, up a little bit to create some more dimension. And then I had this holiday die, and I had already created it, but I took a gold strip here just to disguise one of the edges there. And you can see this is a cream colored cardstock that I'm working on, and I love the contrast that brings between the cream colored cardstock and that white cardstock. And I decided to go, instead of the black and white that I already had created, I went with a white and gold. And I think that really tied everything together, the white with the white of the card base and the gold with the strip we had there. And I used some gold bubbles just to finish this project off as well. So that was our 3 projects for today, and I hope you really liked it. If you did, I would be super happy if you could consider subscribing to this channel, and we will be back soon with more inspiration. Until next time, have a great day. Bye!